This is Fox 43 Morning News.
This flu season, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates more than 55,000 hospitalizations and 2,900 deaths as a result of the illness. Now, here in Pennsylvania, the CDC reported widespread levels of flu transmission for over 5 weeks, which is the highest report possible. Joining us now live from Houston, Texas, to discuss the seriousness of the flu and how you can still protect yourself is influenza research specialist Dr. Flor Munoz and Tash Haynes, who knows firsthand what it's like to suffer from serious flu complications. Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Dr. Munoz, let's start with you. Why does the flu seem to be hitting so hard this year?
Well, we have an unusual season this year because we started early. So we had influenza circulating since the end of October into the holidays, and certainly we seem to have been hitting a peak right now. And we have a lot of influenza B this year, which is, again, a little bit unusual. We tend to see influenza A first. We have quite a bit of severity, according to the CDC, with a very early rise in the number of cases this season.
So, Tash, tell us how the flu has really impacted your life.
Well, I contracted the flu 2 years ago, and I was told that I would not ever be able to have children again. I had a lot of reactive arthritis as a result of that, and it put me out of work for almost 2 years. It's taken 2 years to recover from it.
Now, can I ask you, I don't want to get too personal here, but this sounds a little involved for the flu. I did not realize that it could be that severe. Can you explain a little bit more about what you're talking about?
Yeah, so when I contracted the flu, I also had pneumonia, and that flu virus sent my heart into failure. So it was contracting the flu and not realizing it, and then taking too long to do something about it. And by the time that I realized I had the flu, it was already too late. And that's a huge reason why I am an advocate for families fighting flu, because I think people need to be aware of just how dangerous the flu can really be.
So, Tash, since you're talking about it, tell everyone what Families Fighting Flu is. We know, obviously, why you've become an advocate, you just said, but explain to our viewers here, if they're not familiar with that, what it is.
Yeah, Families Fighting Flu is an advocacy organization that works to inform and educate people about the flu virus and the dangers of the flu virus, and also the ways that you can prevent the flu. Vaccination is a really huge way that you can get in front of the flu before it starts, and so it just gives you information about just ways that you can take action and not wait until it's too late.
Dr. Munoz, who specifically should be getting the flu vaccine? I imagine you're going to say everyone, but just in case, tell our viewers who should be getting the vaccine.
Absolutely. So as you can see from Tash's story, this is not just a common cold. The flu can be a very serious disease, and it's definitely a preventable disease. The influenza vaccine in the United States is recommended for everyone who's 6 months of age and older. And really, there are not very many contraindications. It's only if you've ever had an anaphylactic reaction to a vaccine. But you should have the flu vaccine, especially if you have any medical problem related to your heart or your lungs or any immune deficiencies. And certainly by age, you can be completely healthy. But if you have a young child under age 5 or an adult more than 65 years of age, you do tend to have complications. I do want to say, though, that even if you're completely healthy, as you can see, you can have serious influenza, and it can have more complications than just, the fever and malaise that you have initially.
Yeah, you don't expect to see someone looking so healthy and young being affected that badly by it. So it's very important that we're all seeing this and understanding that. Explain a little bit about the myth, I guess, that, kind of involves the whole, I got sick even though I got the flu shot. Is that possible?
Well, it is not possible to be sick from the shot or from the vaccine because It is not a live virus. You get an immune response. So when your body sees this vaccine, it reacts as if it's seeing the flu, and you feel a little bit ill. You can have malaise, body aches, and even a little bit of fever, but you will never have the respiratory symptoms and the cough and all of that. And certainly what that means is actually that your immune system is protecting your body against the flu. So it is not uncommon. And you don't get the flu. And if you actually might get a little bit of an illness or you can get infected, the influenza vaccine still prevents the more serious complications of influenza, hospitalization, death. And I think it's very important to remember that, especially since we are in the season, it is not late to vaccinate. You still need to go ahead and get your flu vaccine.
I'm so glad you just said that, because I was about to ask. It's never too late, though, so thank you for telling us. Thank you both, Dr. Munoz and Tash, so much for joining us today. Really important topic. And for more information on the flu vaccine or families fighting flu, you can head to our website, fox43.com.